Hello everyone and welcome to Legend Voice. Every week we bring you a story that touches the heart and lifts the spirit. Today's story is one you won't forget. Story name: The Old Man No One Believed in Until One Decision Changed Everything. They said he was too old, too slow, too late to matter. But one quiet old man living in a forgotten corner of a small town was about to prove them all wrong, not by force, not by fame, but by one single decision, a decision that would change lives and eventually the entire world around him. This is the story of Arthur Hale, the man no one believed in until he made the choice that turned him into a legend. Arthur was 76, widowed, retired, invisible to the world. His neighbors barely waved at him. People whispered that he was too old to be useful. He spent most days sitting by his window, watching life pass by like a train he no longer belonged to. But what the world didn't know was this: Arthur wasn't done. Not yet. Deep inside, he carried a fire, small, quiet, but still alive. One cold morning, Arthur walked past the old community center, a place once filled with children, families, joy, now broken, silent, abandoned. A sign hung on the door: closed permanently, no funding. Arthur stared at it for a long time. He whispered to himself, "If no one will save this place, I will." That was the moment. The single decision. The spark. When Arthur announced he wanted to rebuild the center, people laughed. "How will you do it? You're too old. Let it go. It's impossible." Even the town officials ignored him. But Arthur didn't need approval. He needed a purpose. So he began alone. He swept the dusty floors, cleaned broken windows, pulled weeds from the yard. Every day, one small step. People watched him from their cars, shaking their heads. But Arthur didn't care. He had made a promise to himself. One afternoon, as Arthur struggled to lift an old wooden bench, a young boy stopped by. "Sir, need help?" he asked. Arthur smiled. "That would be nice." The boy helped. Then the next day, two more kids joined. Then a teenager. Then a mother. Then a retired carpenter. Slowly, quietly, the community began to gather. People weren't laughing anymore. They were inspired. Word spread across town. "The old man is fixing the community center alone." More volunteers arrived. A local store donated paint. A builder offered tools. A farmer delivered wood. What started as one man's decision became a town-wide movement. Together, they rebuilt the playground, repainted the walls, planted flowers, and restored the library room. Arthur didn't shout. He didn't demand. He simply led by doing. 6 months later, the center stood shining like new. Kids ran in laughing. Parents watched with tears. Neighbors hugged Arthur. But the biggest moment came when the mayor stepped up to the microphone. He said, "Arthur Hale reminded us all that change doesn't start with money. It starts with one person who decides to care." The crowd applauded. Kids surrounded Arthur. Someone shouted, "You're our hero." Arthur wiped a tear. He hadn't felt this alive in years. The newly restored center became the heart of the town, offering classes, activities, meals for seniors, and shelter during storms. And every day, there was Arthur, smiling, helping, welcoming, not because he wanted fame, but because he wanted purpose. He didn't just rebuild a building, he rebuilt hope. Ending message: Arthur Hale proved something the world forgets. You don't need to be young to matter. You don't need money to make change. You don't need approval to start. You just need one decision, one step, one act of courage. Sometimes the people the world ignores are the ones who change it the most. Thank you for listening to today's story. If it touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Legend Voice. See you in the next inspiring chapter.